Did you hear that? That voice, faint but undeniably real, calling your name from behind your walls, even though you're alone. Somewhere in the highlands of southern France, hidden among mist-covered hills and surrounded by twisted black oaks, stands a monastery long abandoned by the living, but not by the voices beneath it. Saint Elora's Monastery is real. It once stood proudly as a place of divine devotion, but beneath its stone chapel lies a vault no scripture dares to mention. A vault of secrets, rituals, and a silence so thick it warps time. And tonight, we descend into that darkness. Before we continue, if you love horror tales wrapped in history and mystery, consider subscribing to Shadow Stalkers. Like, comment on what scares you most, and share this tale with anyone brave enough to listen in the dark. Now, let's go back. According to archived monastery records and a few obscure Vatican correspondences, the monastery of Saint Elora was founded in the late 12th century on the ruins of what used to be a Roman pagan temple. That alone is not unusual. Many holy places were built atop older sacred ground. But what as strange as this? The monks of Saint Elora were never seen in the village after sundown. Never. Villagers from the nearby hamlet of Verduc would say the wind screamed differently around the monastery after nightfall, that the trees would twist their branches away from the stone walls as if repelled. And most disturbingly, they claimed that sometimes, just sometimes, one could see a pale hand grasping the bars of a narrow cellar gate beneath the rear chapel, clutching as if begging to escape. But the monastery was abandoned in the late 17th century after a sudden fire destroyed the west wing. There were no survivors, or so the records say. Now let's talk about that vault. Modern researchers from the Société Archéologique Occulte, an underground group investigating supernatural sites, discovered something peculiar about Saint Elora. Beneath the altar, hidden by a thick stone slab engraved with a triple cross seal, lies an entrance to a labyrinthine vault carved directly into the bedrock. No blueprints, no official mention. But there it is. The vault is filled with stone coffins, ancient manuscripts, ritual bones wrapped in red thread, and walls etched with protective symbols that appear Babylonian in origin. Strange, considering Babylon was half a world away. What were the monks hiding? One surviving letter, kept hidden in the private collection of a French occult historian, mentions a ritual called Le Chant Silencieux, or the Silent Song. According to the letter, the monks performed this ritual every new moon to feed the mouth in the vault. That phrase, la bouche dans la voûte, has puzzled linguists and theologians alike. Was it metaphor, a relic, or something alive? The most terrifying account comes from an anonymous traveler in 1892. He was a British folklorist named Edward Hallows. His journals, found posthumously in a locked chest, describe his exploration of the ruins. I descended beneath the altar, he wrote. The air was stale, and yet I felt breath upon my neck. The walls whispered in Latin, phrases I dared not translate, but what shook me most was the sound of crying, like that of a woman. Soft at first, but when I turned to leave, the cry became a scream, my name, in a voice that belonged to my late mother. Edward was never seen again. Even now, villagers of Verduc claim that no plant grows near the monastery ruins. Electronic devices fail. Animals refuse to enter. And once a year, on the new moon of October, the wind carries with it a sound like a chant, but with no words. One paranormal investigator who snuck in during such a night brought with him a small recorder. It captured a chilling 10 seconds of audio before the device fried. In that clip, a voice murmurs, "She still sings below." The voice is feminine, desperate, and hollow. You might wonder, who is she? Some theories suggest the monks imprisoned a female oracle or prophetess from the pagan temple they built upon. Others believe it was no woman, but an entity that took the form of one, a siren in stone, bound by holy wards and silent prayers. but those prayers have long since stopped. In 2012, a group of thrill-seeking urban explorers opened the vault again. 3 went in. 1 returned. His name was Mathieu, and he refused to speak for a year. When he finally did, his only words were, "She promised to stop singing if I stayed." Then he disappeared. So what now? Saint Elora's Monastery is off limits, cordoned by local authorities who cite structural hazards. But the real danger lies below, in the silence. In the cold breath behind your shoulder when no one is there. In the name that you never told anyone, being whispered back to you from beneath your bed. And if you hear it tonight, whatever you do, don't answer. If you're still with us, hit that like button to let us know you're brave enough to walk these haunted paths. Subscribe to Shadow Stalkers for more cursed chronicles and sinister secrets, and leave a comment below. What would you do if the walls whispered your name? We've only just begun our descent into the unknown. Now listen, do you hear it? The silent song is still playing, and it wants a new voice.